think it might look better like that. Yeah, a little bit. We'll see. Something like that. All right. Let's get in here and make something. I gotta try to get warm a little bit. And I know I'm gonna end up taking this coat off. Plus I got some apple juice sitting there here, so we'll see how that goes too. But anyhow, I'll fire up a saw. I probably should have warmed some salt before. So otherwise, I don't care that much. You know, I think not to be a jerk. I just don't care. Alright. See if I can get out without knocking that chain off. That's awful loose. You know, just sometimes, I'm like paranoid schizophrenic. I'm digging stuff and I knock the chain off, you know. That's just life. But anyhow, I got to get these earmuffs on a little better because that double hoodie, man, that definitely ain't going to work. I don't know if I need all this coat and all that either. But that said, we're going to make a big red cardinal. We're going to name him Carl the Cardinal. And he's not going to get painted tonight. He's just going to be a piece of wood colored. So if you're looking for a finished product, sorry about your luck. Okay, anyway, let's get on it. Check it out. Carl the Cardinal. Look, Carl the Cardinal, because if we named him Bill or Larry or Wanda, nobody would watch, you know? Nobody really likes a cardinal named Carl. We humans, we overcomplicate things. You know, if the cardinal would have been white instead of red, they'd have called him the Pope. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like snow, you know. Speaking of which, it is snowing out there a little bit, but it just got me thinking. These people sent me an email wanting to send me a like $800 snowblower. You know, hey, we need a video out in November trying to help us sell our snowblower. All right, I'll get back to that in a minute. Let me carve a little more. email, you know, it's like $700-800 retail on this snowblower, you know, and the email, and they're like, hey, we're going to give this to you. We just need you to get a video out by the end of November on the snowblower. And I'm like, well, I live in Southeast Ohio. Now, we might get a dusting in November, but how am I going to make a snowblower video and be an honest person in November? You know what I mean? In Ohio, in Southeast Ohio. If I was like in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, maybe I'd be like all about it. But you know, I was just thinking about it, and I don't know. I didn't think it was a very good offer. I had some ideas. I'll share the ideas in a minute. Content creator, you know, gets kind of a fan base, and you don't want to mislead your fan base, you know. I mean, thinking about how do you make a snowblower ad work in the month of November? You know what I mean? I don't know. And it hit me. So, okay, you go out there, you know what I mean? You're pushing that thing's self-propelled, you're going along. Hey, just pretend if it was the end of December and we had 2 feet of snow, how great this thing would be cranking the snow as you're pushing along. Can you see it, friends? Because I can see it. This is the best snowblower ever. You just got to imagine. It's throwing that snow 30 feet. You know, things only this big. Anyway, it hit me. All right, what do I have a lot of that would be similar to snow? Sawdust. So, let's do this. Let's spread out 2 inches thick of sawdust in a driveway. I'll get back. Y'all hit the like button. I'll get back to that in a minute. This was the idea I had. Okay, so I put 2 inches of salt dust on my driveway. And I go out there with the snowblower, and I'm making a video because I'm trying to be honest. Pushing the snowblower along. All right, guys, look. Y'all know me. I'm going to tell you the truth. Let's see how this snowblower works. But all we don't have is snow, so we're a substitute for sawdust. So we're going along. Next thing you know, the thing locks up. It plugs up. It won't run. It locks up the engine. Breaks the crankshaft. The snowblower's junk. It's a total piece of garbage. Ready to go to the junkyard. The thing didn't work at all. And I'm like, see, I told you. It was great. Right? You see what I'm saying? You got to be honest because of the stuff. So I was like, I don't think it's a good idea. if your viewers really like this thing, we'll give you a link and you can sell them and you can make a lot of money. But you're selling a snowblower based on trying to throw sawdust. I mean, it doesn't work. It's just not going to work. If they sit you in January or late December, like, hey, see if you can make this work, it would make sense, but not right now. Looking like Cardinal so far, or pigeon, or something like that. It's just kind of like a pointy-headed bird. Not too bad. Anyway, hit the like button if you would. We appreciate y'all being here. That story, I would want people that watch me to know that I would not try to sell you a snow cone if you're an Eskimo. I just wouldn't do it. It's maybe I should. Maybe I should be more capitalist, but I just wouldn't do it. I don't know. Think about it, an Eskimo would really probably be tired of eating snow cones and Stihl blubber anyway. What do you guys think of this carving so far? Not too bad. It's a duck. It's a mallard duck. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a mallard duck. Yeah, Denny the Duck Cardinal. We're going to paint him white and call him the Pope. One ugly piece of wood. It reminds me of my mother-in-law. But anyway, I don't know. It's not that bad. friend the other day. I was telling her, I was like, look, if I had to base marrying you and what I thought you were going to look like when you got older on what your mom looked like, I probably wouldn't have married you. She didn't like that. This is Carl the Cardinal. He's the Archbishop of Ferdinand or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Sawdust for snow. I sure got a lot laying here. But you know the big chunks that come up the snowblower. It has been really cool to get to test some products before they came out, like the Magic Eco 5 train, the Magic Eco 5 trail camera. I got to test that before it come out, and now I've got another video for next week of a product I get to test as it's coming out. I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat stuff. test was the at-home hemorrhoid remover, but I don't think anybody's invented that yet. So, hey Elon, just a tip, just saying, I think people would buy it. Yeah, yes, Mr. Bear. But just so you know, we are exponentially working on trying to build a robot that will give you hemorrhoid surgery. I mean, that's how he talks. You know what I mean? Anyway, and he is. I'm sure he's working on a doctor robot. Who knows? Idea they come out with lately, and I kind of like it. You go into Wendy's drive-thru. You come to the drive-thru. AI says, "Hello, sir. How can I help you today?" "Yes, I would like a salad. I would like an apple pecan salad and a small Coke." "Coming right up. Please pull around. Your total is $11.64. Please pull around to the window." And I'm like, holy crap. They call me, "Sir, thank you. Please." All this stuff. I'm like, where'd they find this AI? People haven't been talking like this for like 20 years. Thank God for the AI order taker. And hey, for y'all that want a job as an order taker, you did this to yourself by not showing up at work and calling off so you could go to the mall and smoke weed with your cousin Carlos. Just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And if you use medicinal marijuana to medicate yourself, I don't have a problem with that at all. But you know what I'm saying? Man, let's work so then go have a good time. Drink a 40 at St. Ides. You know what I mean? Sit at the mall, watch people walk by, make fun of them, steal a lighter. Couldn't go to work at Wendy's that day. I had to talk to AI. And AI was so pleasant. I was okay with it. Just saying. "Hello, my name is Starla Gigabyte. May I take your order?" "Yeah, you most certainly can. Thank you." Then what do you do if AI stops coming to work? You know, it's like the AI order taker doesn't show up. You know, just doesn't. You know what happened? You know, he had too many ones and zeros that night. Couldn't get out of bed the next day. Then what? What's your solution? Just saying. You know, "Hey, Mr. Musk, what's going on? Even AI can't show up for work." He's like, "Well, just so you know, it was because I had one of my moon babies, and we were talking about going to Mars." You know, or something like some crazy excuse. Now you got Elon Musk giving the excuse for why his workers don't show up. I don't know. Life's getting rough, right? If I could think of one piece of AI that you couldn't blame for not showing up to work, it'd be like the AI guy with the shovel. You know, the robot having to push the shovel along. You know, if that AI didn't show up, I mean, heck, workers won't even show up. So, I mean, can't blame him, you know. Then if he did show up, his battery died, just be stuck out there in the snow. You know, it's just awful. Out of fuel. Grab another one. Which I didn't start it either, so it'll take a minute, but that's all right. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. What are we up to? 70 likes? Man, it'd be nice to get about 30 more. I don't know if we're going to do it or not. Come on, baby. You can do it. I'm going to get tired here pretty soon. What the heck? good for a duck either, right? That's what I would say. What do you guys think? Look all right? Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere in the middle. That's pretty good size too. I mean, that's probably 18 inches, something like that. And how do I know? I have an internal tape measure. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyhow, here. Don't tell him I said that. All right, anyway, got that figured out. Look at the steam coming off them babies. Oh, I don't know if you can see it or not. Probably just mostly coming out of my mouth. I don't know. But anyhow, let's put the fire in this dude. Burn him up just a little bit, not a lot. That's some pretty wet stuff there, so it'll have to dry. But that's just an ugly block I had in here. It was like a leftover piece from something else I made. I don't even know what I made. That piece was, and I had actually pitched that piece out to burn it. And I was like, man, that's actually a really good sized piece. I'm sure I can make something out of it, you know. Feel the gas in my hair, you know. I don't know. I don't think he's ready for sanding. It's awfully wet. You got a pretty good sap pocket right there. It'll dry out, but it's a pretty good sap pocket nonetheless. It's pretty good. Not too bad. And you know, considering, you know, I'm an AI bot, you know, and you know, this fat redhead guy with the beard's been training me to make this stuff. That's pretty cool. You know, I can't complain too much. What's going on, baby kids? Let's plywood. Michael S. Hi, Andrew. What's going on, man? Yeah, we have some links. Yeah, we got some links for our headphones that we just had on there. What's going on, Woodchucker Caleb? Heck yeah, Billy Shoemate. Glad to see you. Heck yeah, guys. Okay, so how long have we been on here? 38 minutes. That's not long enough. Let's go ahead and make something with a Dremel. What do you guys think? This guy's pretty wet. And, you know, I mean, here, I'll give you a little tour around him real quick. It's pretty wet. He needs to dry, at least on the surface, you know, for, you know, probably at least a day, you know, I'd say. But pretty good looking cardinal bird. I mean, we sell all these, and that's the heck of it. We completely sold out of them yesterday. We had 3 that size, or actually, they're probably a little smaller than that one. And then one big one, you know, was about 2.5 feet, and sold all of them. So anyhow, I guess let's go in here. Let's try to shake some of the dust off, you know, and best I can. We'll go in here and do something with the flex shaft. It's just too early to. What the heck was that? Okay, it's just too early to quit. Hey, yeah, my apple juice. Oh, I got apple juice, and I never touched it. So, and it didn't get no sawdust. Can't complain about that. I can turn the slide off. We'll go in here in the garage, and as long as I can keep signal, we'll make something. It's snowing a little bit, spitting a little snow here and there. But it wasn't going to be enough to test no snowblower. I'll tell you that. Yeah. And the boss lady's like, yeah, maybe you should just take it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should, but then, you know, then what? You know, what are you going to do? You can't test it, and then there are people are mad at you. Hey, you emailed back, said you would do this, and then you didn't do it, and what the heck? Well, we never had no snow. We don't care. We want a snowblower video. All right, I guess I'll do the sawdust. Okay, let's see if we can get going here. I'll turn this around and turn some lights on and stuff, and we'll make something. We'll make some of the flex shaft. Use a Dremel. Light on. Kapow. Shazam, Shazam. Yeah, that guy's just trying to get the 100 likes. How about that? And we only got 80. Got 20 to go. We need to make something cool in order to change the situation a little bit. All right, plug this light in, and but you know the other thing is I'm making this stuff too fast now. That's a crazy thing. If there is a such thing, it's too fast. I'm not some good looking cardinal. All right, so a handy dandy bit holder, you know. Y'all have seen that before. And let's pull out a piece of bark here, and we'll make something. I'm not sure what, but we'll make something. Take a drink of my apple juice first. I haven't had any. Oh bark. So look, I had pizza. I had 2 paper plates full of pizza and 2 bottles of Miller Lite. I'm stuffed. I mean, I'm stuffed, you know, I mean, whatever. That looks good. That's gonna be a good piece. I'll make a trout on this, maybe? I don't know. Let's cut down on some of it first. And actually, yeah, I just want to freehand it. Let's just do that. We'll do a little freehand. I'll probably regret it, but I just want to freehand it. If that's all right with y'all, you think? No, I better sit down here and try to draw something out first. So I won't zoom in until we come up with kind of a basic shape. Or it could be another owl even. I love making bark owls. Or how about a little gnome head? We'll make a little gnome man out of it. Let's do that. Little gnome man in the bark. Hat. Grumpy. Grumpy. What about nose? Make him look mad. Make him look mean. We'll name him Donald, like I always call Amy Doe's woodman. I'll make him grumpy. Make him look like Donald. Donald the grumpy. Donald the grumpy nose. Put his face down. Hat down a little bit. Something like that, you know? What do you guys think? The happy gnome with a long goatee, long mustache. That gotta be alright. Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere around like that. Okay, let's put a mask on. I'll zoom in. Let's see what we can get out of this. Now look, I'll mess it up. I'll just mess it up, you know? Don't get mad. Don't get mad at email. No, that ain't right. Don't do that either. Hands down, one of my funnest things to carve is this bark. I love carving bark. Get it, you know, a little bit. Try getting the head. Small piece like that, you're not going to use this burr very much. That's for sure. All right, let's switch over to pointy or coarse burr. I'm not in a hurry, so get it while we can get it, right? All right, let's do it. Whoa, that's not in straight. There we go. It's got to be off a little bit to do that. So let's see if we can fix it. How well are we on the Zoom? I think. I went out into the world to shoot somebody else when I was making. I at least practice them. But not me. I'm not a numbskull when it comes to that kind of stuff. Just do it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But, I mean, the carving could come out really bad. Never know. Noses is always where it gets funny for me. But I don't give up, I just keep going. I'm doing like keeping that on there. Ah, not too bad. Not bad at all, really. Heck yeah. that texture. Even good hair. I mean, that's not bad at all. Texture that beard part, you know, texture it like the mustache, you know, it's looking pretty good, really, I think. I wasn't planning on giving him a mouth. That was just kind of like a split second decision. That, hey, you know, let's try giving him a mouth. Okay, I'm gonna go to a finer detail burr. Skinny burr, maybe that one. Let's do this one, it's got more point to it. I don't know if I'm good enough for that to mean anything, but we can try, right? First you don't succeed, drink beer. Put the burr down in there. We gotta clean the nose up part there. Somebody's gonna be passing by, and they're going, well, that looks like my cousin Frank. You gotta tell him I'm putting it up to that. He said it looked like his cousin Frank. Style. Let's see if we can stand that up a little bit. I like it. I think he come out pretty good. 96, man. We need 4 more likes to hit 100. Sure be nice to get that. We just now hit an hour. 4 more likes. That's all we need. 4 more. Surely there's 4 people watching that can say, ah, you know what the heck. He's kind of a nice guy. Right? Hey, got 3 just like that. Heck yeah. Or no, we got 1. Anyway, but heck yeah. Appreciate that. Who all we got here? Hey, Andrew, appreciate you. Hey, Deland, what's going on? John, Michael S, super fan. Baby kisses. Hey, Steve, my honey's handmade. All right. Yeah, I think it came out pretty cool. Be nice to paint his hat. We need 2 more likes. I think I'll paint his hat. Maybe paint his beard. What the heck? The paint's out here. Yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, let's give this guy a green hat. I was kind of thinking dark, but I don't know if I got it dark. I know I got a light. Red. Red's a color. Red's a bright color for me. I like green. And I mean, you can use the weird colors too, you know. Here's a Laguna. I don't think that's too bad. Let's use that. It'll be different. It's just a type of green. And we'll paint his little head on there, you know, and see if we can't pull out 2 more likes while we're doing that. If that's fair to y'all. Or fair to Midland. Or fair to Sally. Do you guys know Sally? Sally, she eats a strudel. Y'all know her? I don't either. Yeah. Let's put this Laguna on there. I think that'd be kind of a different color. I'll zoom out a little bit. Easier for me to see that way. That'd be a little different. But you know, it's just a little garden variety. Gnome guy. Chilling out, you know. I don't know. It's a little flamboyant. Now that I'm looking at it, in hindsight, I'm not sure I like it so much. Whatever, I'm stuck with it now, alright? Uh-huh. Not really, you just wait for it to dry and paint it something else. Oh, I can need more paint. Not much more paint, but a little more. Actually, might be able to get enough out of the top of this bottle to get this done. Just trying to get around the side. And then I think for the beard, I will paint it black and then dry brush white. That just looks a lot cooler. I'll tell you, DeLand, man, he's got that figured out on making those cool blend in color paintings and making stuff. He's got it figured out pretty cool. Alright, let me clean that up. Go to a different brush and get the black in there. Trying to find something that's got some rust there. That's gonna look pretty cool. Pretty happy, not too bad, not too good, right? Somewhere in the middle. Where's the black? Here it is, I got it. We're getting low, we're gonna have to buy some more. We're gonna have to buy some more black. My white was a quart can, and I've used so much of it at this point. Actually, I don't need that fan on anymore. I've used so much of it at this point that you can't even close the lid. I gotta stop and clean it up because we've had that can for, oh, I don't know, it's this spring. And you could never use it all before that cap would give you trouble. But I mean, we can work it out. It's just if I remember before it goes bad. I'd say I will though. But anyway, you might be looking at this and saying, ah, you're messing it up. But I'm telling you, if you dry brush that white, once that black dries, it'll be pretty cool. It ain't gonna be tonight. I mean, unless you guys want to let me sit here and talk for 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm not that interesting, I don't think. Although you gotta admit it, I mean, my take on the snowblower, is yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm just trying to be honest, forthright individual, you know, not jack people around, you know. And I couldn't see doing a snowblower ad or a snowblower video when you don't have the snow. And I mean, anybody that takes on that assignment, you know, takes that free product in exchange for a video, because it's an expensive product, you know, that ought to be with the caveat of, yeah, I can provide snow, and if not, I'll go to you know, one of the snow hill places like Snowshoe or something, one of the fake snow mountain, and I'll do it that way if I have to. You know, I'll pay them to collaborate with me to make the video. You know, I mean, that would be honest. What are you going to do though if you can't? They want the video in by the end of November. We don't get that kind of snow here usually by the end of November. But 2 inches of sawdust, I mean, it would be interesting to see how that would work, you know what I mean? You give it up and be like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't worth a damn. You know, I mean, that's my take, you know. Yeah. All right, so I'll be honest with you, I just think, I'm not digging that Laguna. I mean, he's on this. Okay, look, he's a Smurf. All right, he's a Smurf. This is what's name him? It's a Jose. He is a Spanish Smurf. You know, and while they were all like fa la 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 la, he's like fa la 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 la. You know what I mean? I mean, he's got his own little jam sound to him. You know what I mean? It's distinctly his Spanish Smurf sound. I don't know. That's just my take. I could be wrong. And then hear the wife go, "You shouldn't have said that. You could have offended people." All right. Yeah, I could probably. I don't know. If you're not offending anybody, you're not talking. See, she's pretty quiet. But I tell her some of the looks she gives people to probably offend them. Okay, let's see. I'm sure that's not dry enough. Not even close. But I am insanely impatient. And so we're going to see what we can do. See if we can't blend it in there. You know, instead of, you guys have seen like the brush in hair stuff. You know, they put that brush in hair stuff to turn your hair from gray to black, you know, or like whatever color. You know, brush in some auburn because that's what the guy used to look like, you know, whatever. Instead of dry brushing it, I'm going to just give him some grays. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, the worst thing that happens is it look awful. And I have overpaint, but I can fix that later, you know. In reality, that's not too bad. I mean, it's not too good either, but it's not too bad. It needs more. It needs more cabo. More cabo. Yeah, there you go. That looks awful. That's great. That's what we're shooting for. That's what we're shooting for. Somebody wouldn't want, so I can keep it. Right? Almost sound like Dracula. La 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 blah 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 blah. All right. Yeah. I gotta tell you, impatience will really screw something up, you know? And all the nice thing about it is, it's mine to mess up. So, heck yeah. I get around the edges pretty good. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll have to sand it out after a fact. But it's kind of gray. You know? You've been going to the hair club for men. Just getting his hair grayed. You know, kind of the opposite of what you expect, you know? But, you know, that's just drool. You know? Maybe a little snot Well, knows me if we just leave it like that. It'll be okay. All right. Put that up. Put that in there. Let the hat dry. I don't know if I'll let the hat color stay or maybe I'll paint something else on it, you know, parrot or something. We'll call him a pirate smurf. We'll call him a pirate smurf name. You know, something like that, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's see what you guys got to say about the situation here. Let's see. So that's that guy. There's them guys. Hey, John, Hawk Hogan Gnome. Oh, that dude, that's perfect. Heck yeah. Put a little like white and blonde or white yellow. Hawk Hogan Gnome. Love it. Baby Kiss is awesome. Heck yeah. John, yeah, that's perfect. Oh, love it. Hey, June, what's going on? I've not looked for the stickers yet. Sorry, but I will. I promise. Hey, Timothy, how's it going? All right, glad to have you in there, man. All right, so that's what we got. Recap, you know, we did the Cardinal also. And I'd say there's going to be more of the same until we catch up on our, we need to have like 6 or 7 of those in the next month or so. And then also welcome bearers. We completely sold out of welcome bearers again yesterday. So that's another thing I got to make some of. So that's what I got, guys. We will be back on Tuesday. I appreciate y'all being in here. Hey, Creation does 777. Oh, yeah, Red Hat would turn him into Santa. Yeah, it would. Anyway, Creation does 777. Be back in on Tuesday or Wednesday, 2 p.m. We will be back in on Tuesday evening. Chainsaw carving something. Hey, Billy Shoemate, what's going on? All right, guys. Hey, we'll catch you guys later. Come back when you can stay.